Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Friday, April 11th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with ratings news. Wednesday's edition of AEW Dynamite drew a television audience of 659,000 at TBS, according to the Pro Wrestling Torch. That's an increase from last week's Dynamite viewership of 594,000. The rating in the 18 to 49-year-old demographic was a .17, which is also up from last week's demo rating of .16. TNA Wrestling presented Impact last night on Access TV and TNA Plus, featuring matches taped on March 28th at the Civic Center in St. Joseph, Missouri. In the main event, Moose retained the X Division title over Cody Deaner after Deaner had lasted 2 minutes in the ring with Moose to earn the title shot. In the first round of the TNA International title tournament, AJ Francis beat Sami Callihan and Mance Warner. In other results, the System defeated the Rascals, Eddie Edwards beat Steve Macklin, Leon Slater pinned Ryan Nemeth, and Ace Austin went over Mustafa Ali by disqualification. Ring of Honor was streamed last night on Honor Club, featuring matches taped on Wednesday in Baltimore, April 2nd in Peoria, and March 29th in Milwaukee. In the main event, new ROH World Champion Bandito beat Jay Lethal in a non-title Proving Ground match. Six-man tag team champions Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs defeated Davey Bang, Dominic Guarini, and Kevin Koo in a non-title match. And another six-man tag saw Johnny TV and the MXM collection go over Drake Daniels, Jordan Cross, and Ryan Matthews. In other results, Tomohiro Ishii beat Preston Vance, and Marina Shafir topped Nikki XS. And in some unfortunate news, Wes Hutchings, best known as Hartford Love, one half of the notorious heel hippie tag team of the 1970s, the Love Brothers, has passed away at the age of 84, according to a post yesterday by his daughter Joanne on social media. Hutchings first broke into wrestling in 1966 and spent some time wrestling in the Pittsburgh, Montreal, and WWF territories as Wes Hutchins in the late 1960s before upstate New York promoter Pedro Martinez first paired him with former boxer Jack Evans as kayfabe brothers Hartford and Reginald Love in 1969. The Love Brothers experienced success during their time together from 1969 through 1975, capitalizing on a general suspicion of hippie culture at the time to create villainous flower child personas. They held Martinez's version of the NWA World Tag Team title as well as the International Tag Team title for Frank Tunney in Toronto and were regulars at Cobo Arena for the Sheik's Big Time Wrestling in Detroit. The duo made their way to Eddie Einhorn's upstart IWA promotion in 1975, where they eventually went their separate ways. Hartford Love would go on to hold the IWA Tag Team title with Dizzy McShane and then continued on as a single, winning the North American title from Carlos Colon in Puerto Rico. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, he worked as a mid-card heel in the Carolinas and Georgia, serving as an opponent for such up-and-coming young stars as Ricky Steamboat and Jimmy Garvin. He briefly teamed with former Hollywood Blonde Jerry Brown in 1979, winning the Central States Tag Team title. Hartford Love finished out his career in his home province of Newfoundland, Canada, wrestling for George Cannon Superstars of Wrestling as well as Dave McKinley's Bearman Wrestling in Ontario. His final match in 1988 against Adrian Adonis was also Adonis's last match, as he was subsequently killed along with McKinley in a car accident. Following retirement, Hutchings ran a sports bar, sold antiques, and operated a small taxi service. His tag team partner Reginald Love predeceased him in 2018. Once again, Wes Hutchings, aka Hartford Love, has passed away at the age of 84. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.